Hey everybody, Curseius here, and welcome back to some more War Commander Rogue Assault. So really quick, I just want to say we have hit 6,301 subscribers, which is fantastic. Mwah, brilliant. Thank you guys so much for being my subscribers. And now, today, we are going to discuss defense in this game, because I have noticed there are so many players that do not understand the concept of how the developer intends you defend your base. Like, in fact, I didn't understand it at first either. Tell you the truth, it's a little vague. Like, you wouldn't understand, like, what's going on unless somebody from the development team actually tells you, oh, hey, wait, you know, you actually need to protect the War Factory, barracks, and airfield and helipad. Some people will be like, what? What do you mean you have to defend those buildings? Well, there's a reason for that, and first we're going to have a drink of coffee. Because coffee is life. Anyway, so if this video helps you to understand defense a little bit better in this game, hit that like button, and if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. And let's go ahead and get on to this quick discussion, because we are going to discuss how defense works in this game in less than 10 minutes here. Well, around 10 minutes, but because the video has to be about 10 minutes, otherwise YouTube hates it. Anyway, so here we are. The most important buildings, first of all, in order of importance here, is the power plant. The power plant is one of your most important buildings, and yet people leave it out in the open to get destroyed. Seriously though, people put this thing out there, and it needs to be protected. I'm just being straight up with you here. Why do people not protect this? Because here's the thing. They put this in basically in the tutorial that if the power plant gets destroyed, your transformers lose 90% health. Yeah, they take 90% damage, and then they're easily destroyed. And the transformers buff your defense platforms. And this one needs to be upgraded too. Anyway, with the flak gun on it. And the next important building in order of importance here is going to be your defense platforms. Obviously, your defense platforms are the most important buildings you can have because they defend your base. So they need to be in spots that are protecting each other and are hard to access. Okay? And also, really quick, this is just a quick post edit. I didn't mention it, but it does need to be mentioned. You only require one flak gun for the entirety of your defense. Because look how, like, you know, the flak gun's area of effect is huge. So if any enemies, just one flak gun, just, you know, overall one flak gun will dissuade aerial attacks until it is gone. So you don't need more than one flak gun. Just saying. That's it. You know, defense platforms can have, you know, a variety of different, like a big variety of different guns, which right now I can only have the railgun, flak gun, howitzer, and machine gun, but still, you know, they all serve their own functions. Now, and just make sure you look at those functions. Now, and I'm going to get into like detail on defense turrets. That'll be another video. The next important buildings to make sure they are protected and in hard to access locations are the War Factory, the barracks, and the airfield and the helipad. I know that sounds weird when I say that. Like, in fact, the reason being though that is that the airfield, the barracks, and the helipad are worth almost about 20% of the base score in any PvP match. And if you haven't figured it out, in a PvP match, your opponent must pop around 70+% of your base in order to get rewards. The command center actually has nothing to do with that. Popping your command center has no gain of resource reward. So, or victory rewards rather. Other than it's worth about 7 to 10% of your base. So you want to have the command center in a spot that is inaccessible, but not really defended. So, like, you know, it would be like the last thing that they would go after. Anyways. So, what is important about these three things besides how much base score they are worth during a battle? Well, let me tell you. They spawn defenders. Yeah, I didn't know this at first. I was like, wait, why? Like, fighting some battles, I was like, wait, how do they have troops in their base? Like, how do they have defenders in their base? I wasn't paying attention to where they were coming from at first, but then after a few more battles, I paid attention, and I noticed, oh, the war factory, the barracks, and the airfield are spawning these, which makes sense now. So I came back to my base after those battles, and I was like, oh, there's a button here that says defenders. So I opened this up, and in the war factory, you're going to need to upgrade the capacity in order to have the defenders first. So you just have to, you know, you have to unlock it first. But the barracks will automatically have its defenders unlocked. So put in some, you know, some waves of infantry groups, which will be very lovely. And make sure to upgrade the capacity when you can. This is, you know, my next capacity upgrade is 55,000 metal, which I could get that easily pretty quickly. But I just been being a little lazy about it. But anyways. And the airfield will need to have its defender capacity upgraded in order to unlock having defenders there as well. Now, every defender you put in, just, you know, so you know, we're just going to go ahead and, you know, we're just going to go ahead and clear the defenders out of here. Now, every defender you put in spawns in a certain amount of time. And that amount of time speeds up depending on how many are there. So, like, each rifleman takes 1.5 seconds to prepare. So if you have 4 riflemen in one wave, it's going to take 6 seconds before they spawn. Which, I'm going to go ahead and, you know, put those back, because 2 waves of rifleman defenders is pretty okay. And then the same thing for the war factory here. The war factory here, like, PKs take 10 seconds apiece. Tanks take 14 seconds apiece. And again, I have more PKs here. So I have start off with 1 PK spawning in 10 seconds. So they will spawn along, the 1 PK will spawn along with, you know, 1 group of the defenders. And then after 28 seconds later, because, you know, obviously the enemy will probably take a good 10 seconds to fight them all off. Then the tanks will spawn in 28 seconds. And then it will probably take more than 30 seconds for them to kill the tanks, because the rhinos are really tough to fight. And then after 30 seconds, another 3 PKs will spawn. So I really kind of figure that it should be not too difficult to get all my defenders out. So the idea here is that you need to protect these 3 buildings, put them in a spot that's not necessarily accessible, but not hard to, you know, to get into. And I need to see something here. Because I would like to have the howitzer be, damn. I would like to have the howitzer be buffed, but apparently it's not going to happen, so we'll just put that back. Anyway. So yeah. So you want to kind of have everything in spots where it's just gonna, you know, be defended. So next, the minefields. Really, these are important for one reason and one reason only, and you need to use them to restrict where your opponent will take his vehicles. Yeah, I say vehicles because I mean vehicles. Like, you don't want your opponent taking his vehicles basically on a direct path for much of anything. So, actually, I need to fix this up a little bit. There. Anyway, you don't want your opponent taking his vehicles on a direct path for much of anything. Vehicles are very bulky, and usually pretty hard to control in battle. So I set these up right here, right in front of my airfield, so that way the opponent has a harder time getting to the airfield, because well, the feathers are going to spawn in 3 seconds anyway, but I don't want the opponent to kind of go on this direct route right for the airfield, because it's not covered. You know, this area here is not very well covered, so I would like the opponent to come into an area that's more covered, or come through, you know, come through a route that is more covered by the howitzer, which is good. And just remember, like, the oil pumps and stuff are only worth like less than 1% usually of your base score in battle. So anyways, though, that is all the time I have for. I hope this video helped you understand defense a little bit better in this game, because I would really like to see a lot of, you know, people like making their defenses better. Like, honestly, like, I've raided so many people that don't seem to understand like how it's supposed to work, what you're supposed to be protecting. And I understand, you know, people are going to point out that, you know, there's like the artillery strike abilities and stuff. Well, those are actually a pay-to-win function of the game. So if your opponent has them and can use them to destroy all your defenses, so be it. That's all I have to say. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit that notification bell, do all that good stuff. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Hey guys, thanks so much for checking out my War Commander content. If this helped you out in any way, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and check out some of my other content that's on the screen now. Thank you so much for watching.